good, family? Thank you for tuning in to the newest episode of Grits in the City podcast, better known as Girls Raised in the South and the City. I'm your girl, Drea G.
I'm Tasha, also known as the Black Rogue.
And we are the Grits. Hey.
What up?
We back.
We are.
How you feeling?
Girl, I'm feeling okay. I'm going through some shit. My family, they keep trying me, y'all. They keep trying me.
But are you really going through it?
No, not really.
Right.
But they tried me over Facebook, y'all. Facebook posts. You'll get a lot of drama from the family members,
You know, Facebook be destroying homes sometimes.
It does. Yes, girl. Homes, families.
Yeah, relationships.
People be doing too much online, though.
Yeah.
Like, we can have opinions and shit. All I posted, y'all, I posted this comment.
Now, this may
today
offend some.
If it offended all my crazy ass cousins, I don't give a fuck. So I said, unless your baby is an IG model, I don't want to see your babies posted every 5 minutes on Facebook. I don't know if it's just because I don't have no kids, but can people make baby albums? That's all I said. That's all I said.
Just relegate it to one spot. We don't need to see them flooded down our timeline.
I don't want to see. It's like these kids. They be on their Polaroid Android phones and shit.
They be
on regular couches.
They be having sheets in the background on windows.
Yes, the babies be at Walmart. Can the babies be a little like at Target? Take pictures somewhere else. Can the babies be outside and take these pictures? I just don't want to see basic pictures. I want to see something a little bit, go outside with the babies on the playground. But don't post 1,000 damn pictures of the babies on the playground. Put it in the album. Put it in a private album. Matter of fact.
Yes, put it in a private album. Well, you know what? I got a little tidbit. I was riding the New York Transit on the way to your house today.
Okay.
And, I feel like the few times that I rode the bus, I feel like I always witnessed something crazy. I feel like a police shakedown a couple of weeks ago. And then today, the crazy woman on the bus. And you know what? I saw her walking and I was like, well, maybe I'm prejudging, maybe she's not crazy. I'm like, maybe this woman, trying to get her life back together.
Yes.
But then she got on the bus and proceeded to sing.
Yes, amen. She wasn't feeling
No, it wasn't spiritual hymns.
Oh.
She just proceeded to sing and,
What song was she
and
singing?
dance and juke to herself.
Okay. Maybe she was trying to get signed, girl. You can't be hating on people.
So I get it. The bus is very convenient, Tasha. You always make a lot of good points about the bus. But what I will say, as opposed to the train, at least with the train, you can escape crazy people by going to a different car. But on a bus, it's that one car, and all you got to do is just stay tuned.
That is not true. First of all, I was on the train coming home today, and it was a packed train, and this guy gets on the train,
rush hour,
and I guess he almost hits the other guy, and the other guy says, "Oh, excuse you." Next thing you know, that nigga start popping off. Like, shit!
Wow.
It was a crowded train, and it was hot. The train didn't have no damn AC, so all of us looking weak. Y'all ain't about to fight.
Y'all consuming too much energy right now.
Y'all about to fight on this fucking train. We all gonna whoop y'all asses if y'all fight, because it's too fucking hot.
Gonna fight.
We frustrated. The whole train gonna fight. WWF up in this bitch.
Right.
But yeah, that's about it.
How was your weekend though? Very, very, very interesting when you meet strange people at parties.
It was strangers.
And you know what? To your point, before you go into your point, uno amongst black people.
Yes.
Y'all got too many rules. Everybody got their own set of rules. So when we come together and we play,
it was violent. People up there about to fight people over Uno. They acting like this is spades. This ain't spades. It's just Uno. Like, okay.
Right.
That whole night was crazy, y'all. We ended up at this party. So it's this dude, I met him a couple of years ago. And I curved him at the party, a couple of years ago that I met him at, because I thought he was too short. So
he seemed like a handsome young man.
He was handsome and nice. He wasn't even that short. He was like 5'9".
Your height?
Oh, he was short. I ain't
5'8", 5'9".
So my friend on Facebook, so he hit me up and was like, "Yeah, my birthday's coming up. Y'all should roll up." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So I didn't think I was gonna go. So I went with my cousin to brunch. It so happens the place was right down the street from the brunch spot. And then we met these niggas at brunch, and they gave us they fucking hookah, and we invited them to this party of people that I didn't even fucking know. That shit was lit.
It actually was. And we met some characters, man. The dude, he seemed so spiritually in tune. And
Lenny Kravitz, like,
you know, we called him Jamaica because that's what he was wearing. You know, he was walking around giving women massages.
Yes.
He wasn't drinking any alcohol either.
Oh, he was sober giving massages. Oh, Lord Jesus.
He was sober. So when you saw him...
Y'all, Lord Jesus, this man, we leaving a party with these other two characters. And
these other two
next
jokers.
thing you know, we see this nigga. I see this nigga in the hallway, no clothes on, y'all. Dick just all out. I was like, what the fuck type of party did this turn into? I'm not about this
It was
shit.
time for us to go.
It was about
That's
that
what
time,
that meant.
Yeah.
I don't know who he was going to appeal to.
I don't know who the fuck. Maybe them bitches he gave massages to and shit.
I don't know.
That was crazy shit.
Child. Anyway, so.
And we had the do-over.
We had the do-over.
Yeah, that was lit. It was hot.
It was very hot. So
I ain't about this life.
But it's sponsored by Adidas, and I know that they have it. They've had it a couple of times this summer, and so they probably will have it one more time, like in the fall.
Yeah, it was straight. You saw a lot of sons, somebody's sons.
It was a couple of sons. It was, you know, somebody's sons, about a handful of them, I'll say.
Out of 1,000, 2 out of 1,000.
You know, it was a very eclectic bunch, but you know, it's always a good time.
That's shade.
I like the venue. I like the setup, but I don't like that they be making us do that setup at the beginning where we have to link our debit cards to our wristbands and stuff like that. But I guess it's, you know, it's real civilized like.
Wait, you calling them scammers? You think Adidas scamming people?
No, I don't think that they scamming, but why do they need to capture our card information? Why?
I don't know. They working with the Russians, girl. I don't know.
What we pulling up to this week?
What you pouring up to this week?
Girl, so I'm going to give a couple of like shout outs to Light Skin Keisha. She actually dropped a new project, Act Up Season. I've talked about her before. She's out of Atlanta. And so it's a 7-track project. It's actually, you know, pretty solid, you know, nice beat selection, you know, not just what stripper rap, as Jermaine Dupri called it. But so Act Up Season. So go check that out. Stream that. It's pretty good. Also, Lil Nas X. He actually has broke a record. He's been the longest track on Billboard. He actually knocked Mariah Carey out of her #1 spot. She was the last person to have the title, and it was for the song that she did with Boyz II Men, One Sweet Day. And so
Old Town Road?
Yeah, Old Town Road.
That's my shit.
So yeah, it's actually been on the Billboard charts at #1 for the last 17 weeks. So
damn, I didn't even know that song went by.
Yeah. And it's, you know what, he's been having a lot of posts on social media just talking about how, like, before that song blew up, like, how basically he was, like, at his wit's end. He was saying that how he was living on his sister's couch, you know, not even really being able to contribute to her household. And he was like, he ran across the beat on the internet, and he really just, at his lowest point, he just kind of put it together and like,
what's up?
Yep. So,
girl, I didn't start rapping. I be on my lowest point a lot.
You know what? If I could just tap into songwriting, I mean, because that's where the money is. One of those, songwriting, rapping, one of them. And also, Harriet Tubman, they're actually giving a biopic film to it.
That's what's up.
That will be dropping, but it kind of stirred up a little controversy, and I don't know if it's a big deal or not, or like what you think about it, but they cast actress Cynthia Erivo to play Harriet Tubman, the lead role. And the thing is, she's British. So people have been, you know, giving a lot of backlash, like, oh, you know, why couldn't they find a Black American to play her? And you know what? They brought up similar arguments even in, what's that film that Jordan Peele did? Get Out, you know, because the main character was a British guy. But, you know, in the scheme of things, you know, don't we just all want people of color to win?
I feel them. I just feel like in general, it's hard for Black people in general.
Right.
to make it everywhere, in every country. So shit. it's competitive out there. So, instead of blaming people in other countries, we need to focus on creating more opportunities for ourselves and get more editors and producers. And, Spike Lee and Tyler Perry and Will Packer, they can mentor a new group of directors.
Right.
And
Ryan
start
Coogler,
shit.
all these people.
Yeah.
And so, so that's what I'm toasting and pulling up to. What you pulling up to?
I'm pouring to this week. I ran across this on Instagram, and it's a Black-owned business. Mm-hmm. It's called Zach and Zoe Honey. So this is a family that sells raw honey.
You know what? That's dope.
They're a cute little family. They based out of Jersey. And the family started this whole selling honey because one of their youngest child, named Zach at the time, he suffered from asthma and he had bad seasonal allergies, and it worsened throughout the years when they moved to another town, this new town in Jersey. So through that, they decided to do a lot of research, and they came across that honey is a good remedy when it comes to allergies and sicknesses and certain stuff like that. So they just started beekeeping. They went to different beekeepers in the area and learned and educated themselves, and they started beekeeping, and now they have this great Black-owned business.
That's
and
dope.
They're located in Chelsea, in the city, and also you can visit them online at zachandzoe.co.
And so it's Chelsea Market in the city, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And
amazing.
you know what? Honey has so many great benefits for the immune system. If you take a spoonful of honey every day, that'll help fight allergies, and it's just good for, just like I said, bolstering the immune system. So yeah. You
also go support Black business. They're a cute little Black family.
Yeah. So dope. Shout out to them. Well, for our City Find segment, what are we dropping today, Tosh?
Coming up August 17th, it's a Brooklyn Rum Festival. So, I know a lot of people out there, especially Caribbean people, they love their rum. Yeah. So this is a great opportunity for you to get some rum and test it out. Hopefully, y'all go Google that on Facebook, the Brooklyn Rum Festival. I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it.
August 17th.
Yeah.
All right. So that brings us to our G Code segment. And today's G Code, real short and sweet, is commit to doing whatever it is that you want to do and just do it. I think so many times we get caught up and we go back and forth with ourselves about decisions and things that we want to go after, and we don't really fully commit to it. So the G Code rule for this week is commit to it. Don't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. If you want to do something, make a plan for it and see it through. And that's especially true for here and just any area of life. So commit.
All right. I feel it. So it's going to take us to the Southern Sound Off. So what we talking about this week?
Girl, some scandal. Or not even so. We're really just talking about, codes of women and friendships and just relationships that we have with one another.
Okay, platonic relationships and shit.
Well, yeah, pretty much. We've had this recent thing in the news, in an entertainment news, and it got a lot of buzz. So just wanted to discuss it and dissect it and see our views on it. Okay. Nicole Murphy. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was my bitch until all this happened.
You know what? I feel like we don't know all the facts of the story.
Girl, we know the facts. She was kissing a married man.
This is true. This is very true. And she made some egregious errors along the way, making statements.
And I heard she was fucking with Lisa Ray, ex-husband too. She just fucking everybody that's married. That ain't right.
Well, so the topic that we're exploring is, like I said, parameters amongst girlfriends, friends, and even just relationships that we have.
Yeah, platonic relationships.
Right. So, yeah, back to what you were saying. Yeah, Lisa Ray did come at her, too, and pretty much kind of co-sign on it by saying, you did this again. Kind of, just dropping some shade. And then the Brat actually confirmed it on Dish Nation, where she was saying when Lisa Ray was married to what is it? He's pretty much the president of Turks and Caicos.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, that man was rumored to be with Roxy as well.
Damn, so none of these girls knew he was married? They had to know, because when you, as a woman, like, the first thing you do when you meet someone, you research them. You go online, you Google them. If you don't Google them, then you crazy as fuck.
You Google everybody, Tasha?
I Google everybody. Like, everybody that I date.
Google everybody,
I go to
Tasha.
date. I get their first, last name. You need to get all that information. If you want to have a one-night stand, you need to get their date of birth, their place of birth. You need to get all that shit before you be messing around with a man. Because these people, that's why people end up on murder. They don't know who their baby daddy is. They don't do no fucking research.
True.
So shit. Or serial killers, you got to do your research. You don't know this man just got out of, jail. Do your research.
Right. So the argument with, I guess, Murphy is that obviously she knows that, Antoine, what is it, Fuqua, or that he's been married to Lela Rochon for
that's her homeboy.
For 23 years. Right. So that was the thing with it. Like, when it first, like, circulated, like, if media is calling your phone or people are ringing your phone asking you questions, that should already cue you in to what's going on. We've been found out.
She said they was just friends.
But to add insult to injury by saying we're just family friends and acknowledging
my friends like that.
And acknowledging that, we are family friends.
My friends to see me naked. Some of them. Some of my friends, my homeboys, they didn't see me naked.
You've had homeboys, right? You've had straight homeboys to see you naked?
Yes, I had a homeboy. I had like a bra on, and I just changed clothes right in front of him. I didn't look at him in no type of way like that.
Right. So,
but if he had a girlfriend, I would never do that. If he had a girl,
are you sure that he didn't look at you no type of way?
Girl, he wasn't checking for my ass. Okay. I don't know shit. I don't know. My homeboy said all guys look at their homegirls and shit, but he never tried me. None of my homeboys ever tried my ass.
Right. Well, so with Nicole Murphy, obviously
they was trying each other.
They were trying each other, but then she came back saying, this wasn't, my intention. Like, it wasn't my intention to pretty much undermine their relationship. But Lela Rochon and him, 23 years in, they got 2 kids. But recently I have heard that, he's possibly fathered children elsewhere as well.
Oh, he ain't shit trying to poke girl. That's why she probably blew on up, girl.
I don't know, or it could be health related.
Oh, it could.
I heard bad about people. I heard it could have been. It's possibly health related.
And that's messed up.
But if it's not health related, is it okay? So
she's stressing her ass out, y'all.
If it's not health related, like, is it? I mean, we take vows and we say for richer, for poor, for sicker, and in health, like, so should you be getting into a marriage and just be like, what if it's not health related? Should you get into a marriage and just potentially get comfortable?
No.
Right. So, okay.
I feel like you always supposed to look good. I don't give a fuck. Like, you always supposed to look, you and your partner, both of y'all always, you want to live healthy lives, want to live old and shit.
You just
always be on point.
Right. Just be the best version of yourself.
A bad bitch when I get married. I'll probably exercise more married.
Right.
Than not fucking married.
And imagine being in Hollywood.
She probably going through things, girl. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
She haven't been in a role in a minute, girl. You know how they be doing these black actresses and shit.
Right.
She's stressed out.
Well, she married to him, so they kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of stressed. Well, you know what? Okay,
he
so
probably treated her like that girl from that how they treated Jill Scott and Tyler Perry. That's probably how he treated her.
Probably. But you know what? I'm going to say this because, Nicole is already getting a lot of heat, but we ain't heard him come out and say nothing about
smart.
it.
Don't say shit.
And she shouldn't have said nothing. She shouldn't have said shit. But, she's not the only person that's been caught up before at all because, for the longest time, and I still think that Alicia Keys kind of recovers from that.
Alicia Keys covered, they had that supposedly friendship relationship.
But it wasn't right. It was started off as friends. He produced, worked on an album, producing songs for her. And he was married to Mashonda and they had kids together. And, and for the longest, I thought the story was Mashonda was saying, I didn't know that we were on the brink of being divorced, you know. I didn't know we were over pretty much. But it looks like it all worked out for them in the end. You know, him and Alicia have been together for years. They got 2 beautiful kids together. But, you know, she couldn't shake that stigmatism or that, you know, that home wrecker because, you know, and it does bring the question like, you know, can men and women really be friends?
Yeah, girl, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
But even back, so from Alicia Keys and Swizz Beats, even Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, we thought that he and Jennifer Aniston, that they were happily married and, you know, they were America's sweetheart couple. And Angelina came right on in, and next thing you know was Murder, She Wrote. And then they started having all these kids.
And then the other actors from the 70s show, Ashton Kutcher and what's her name?
Mila Kunis.
Yeah, they was friends too for a minute.
They were friends for the longest, and they, you know, and
I was shocked that they, you know, dated after all this stuff because he was dating every fucking body.
Well, he was married to Demi Moore, and him and Demi Moore were married for some years, and it seemed like they had a 20 age difference. I mean, like, her kids were closer in age to him than she was. So, you know, but they didn't make it, they couldn't make it work. But right after that, he pretty much got with Mila, but they already had a friendship. So it's you know, so.
I can't really date, I can't see me dating my friends.
Right.
I'm friends, but, you know, I just feel like it's such a difference living in New York and, you know, being from the South, because I have like a whole bunch of homeboys in the South. Like, dead ass. And they really never tried me. They could have probably, what do you call it, shoot your shot?
Yeah.
They could have did that on the low, but I just never really noticed. Like, here in New York, they just be on that shit where, no, I'm not about to be your friend. Dead ass, no.
No.
So it's different.
Yeah, it's definitely different. If you have all that history with somebody and y'all are attractive, who's to say at some point in time that you could not?
Yeah, all my homeboys, I just don't see them as attractive at all. My homegirls do. Like, a lot of my homegirls are like, oh, your friends are fine. You got all the fine friends.
It's because you know the real them is what it is.
I don't know. My best friend, Randy, he looked like Jeepers Creepers, so I ain't about that life. I don't know how he get women. I really don't.
You gonna shade Randy like that?
Yes.
Shout out to Randy who was on, you know, Eliminated episode.
He a hot ass mess. He funny though.
But you know what? You talk about friend zones. I definitely feel like a lot of men in general really don't know how to be friends. They don't.
That's your experience living in New York and the South?
Both, to be honest, because a lot of times if you are attractive or if they find you attractive, men, a lot of times they don't. They don't, because guess what? They could be calling you sis one day, and the next thing you know, they could be trying to do XYZ. Like,
that's true. They all want to smash, but I don't know. Some dudes don't want to cross that road.
Girl, some dudes don't typically think like a woman. I think that's maybe like a guys that they putting up. But I will say that here, like, I definitely, like, I have a New York guy friend that he's never, he has been fresh sometimes, but he literally, like, we've kicked it, like we've like fallen asleep, like watching TV.
What?
And yeah, and
y'all never touched each other.
No.
None of that shit. Okay, he a real New York nigga.
No,
the rest of the New York niggas, they don't.
Literally.
Shit.
Now there were some times that, you know, he got fresh, but we weren't in person. But you know what I'm saying? This was after us, like, hanging out, and it had been like nothing, and it's still, like, to this day, like, it's cool. And he's an attractive guy. You know, shout out to Steven. He moved to Atlanta. So
he done left.
I don't know if he's single, but you know, he's out there, ladies. But yeah, so I have met men like that here, that where it's just been, he didn't even try anything, and it's just been cool.
I had like a half situation. I met somebody up here from New York. He from Brooklyn, and like, you know, I put him in a friend zone. He went to HBCU. He was mad cool. He not my type. So, like,
what's your type?
Tall, handsome, loves the Lord.
Amen.
So, but he was tall. He was not ugly. He just wasn't all the way my type. But anyway, this dude, like, I thought we was friends and shit. So he came over to change a light bulb because I was too short to reach the light bulb. And then next thing you know, like, I asked him to come over again and see if he can help me fix something. And he was like, what you gonna do for me, bitch? The fuck?
Well,
that's New York nigga shit.
But at the same time, it's a lot of red-blooded men that are gonna be that same way.
I don't think so. Southern men don't be like that.
Girl,
they'll help you fix all types of shit. Help you jump your car. Let me tell you something.
They be the ones with the game too. Do not get it twisted. Do not let the Southern charm and Southern sensibilities fool you, because I've met dudes back home that are not just trying to be 100% friends. Men don't want to be friend zoned by somebody they could potentially want to sleep with. I think that's just being realistic.
Yeah. And I got another New York homeboy who never really tried me, but I feel like he wants to try my ass, but he never really tried me. But I felt like in my heart,
right? Because you're a woman, you have a vagina, you're attractive. Like why? Like you know. Unless he's just totally attracted to something else.
He like white bitches.
Well, does that mean that he wouldn't try?
He'll try my ass. I just know for a fact because he be saying weird shit.
Okay.
Like we be talking and he be like, oh yeah, you know, we just friends. You know, I never tried you. Why you even saying shit like that? Like you thinking about it. You thinking about trying me. I think he wants some seasoning.
Yeah, he want a little, you know, spice up his life. Okay, so, all right. So we were talking about the Nicole Murphy situation. Like, so do you feel like it's okay to date your friends or an associate's ex?
No to the friend. Associate, I don't know, man. It depends if she in my circle.
So, like, okay, so what, like, because you could be friendly with somebody and you could have hung out together. But, like...
That's just weird. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm a different type of female. I don't even date people that my homegirls like. If they really like someone,
you a G-dog, because do you have to call dibs first? Like, what's the fucking rules?
I don't know. I had a situation like this. Like, one of my homegirls was like, she really liked this dude, and like the dude liked me, and he just, till this day, the dude be flirting with me, and I just like, my homegirl got a whole man now, and I'm just like, I just can't.
So she got a whole man now. She done moved on with her life.
But she may like the nigga still. I don't know. I'm just different. I don't know, man. But you never know. Down the line, that's different because they never dated. They never kissed each other. So I would come to her as a woman if I really...
That's your friend.
Yeah, I would come to her and be like, hey, girl, you remember blah, blah, blah? Is it okay if I date him? But I really don't date anybody that my friends like. Anybody that my friends talk to, dated. Women out here do it. That's on them. But
right. I definitely feel like, you know, dating with like... friends' exes like are off limits.
Yeah.
But when you talk about associates, sometimes like it is kind of a gray area. And I will say that even in college, I had this experience. And it was weird. And you know, some people may say it's fucked up, but you know,
you did some fucked up shit.
You may say that.
Your ass.
You may say that. I had basically it was like my first boyfriend that I had at Tech. Like we got together and then there was a girl that I became friends with like down the line. Like we broke up, me and the dude broke up. But they knew each other too and they had their own dealings with one another. But there was a point in time that, you know, during the court, like me and her became cool, you know, friendly and stuff like that. But like me and dude circled back to one another.
But that's different because you was with him first.
Right.
That's a different situation.
But still, you know what I'm saying?
If he was my fucking ex, that's mine, okay?
Right. That's, you know, that's the thing. But we had a falling out about that.
Oh, you the girl?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, that's she was in the wrong for talking to the nigga that you was talking to, your ex.
She had her own dealings with him before we knew.
Both of y'all had dealings? Oh,
before we knew each other.
That's y'all don't have no girl code. Y'all should just stop fucking with him. Both of y'all asses.
Yeah, but he was my boyfriend at one point.
Lord, that's too much. That's difficult.
You know, but that's a gray area. So it's hard to just be like, well, your friends, man. You know what I'm saying? Your friends. No,
that's difficult.
That's not. But you know, that was one of those gray areas where it was like, well, damn. You know, I was feeling this dude. We broke up for whatever reason. And then, we started like slowly like just building and like,
That's difficult. I don't know. I mean, that was your ex-boyfriend. It wasn't like it's some random nigga.
But, so those are those things.
What if it's like you're not in a relationship with a person, but you're just dating a person? Do you think that's off limits? Like if your friend just dated a person in the past, or if your friend like didn't like the person, or it just didn't work out, is that person off limits?
I do think that they're off limits, but I'm gonna tell you too. I think that friends are forthcoming about information. You know what I'm saying? But people that you're not friends with, they're not gonna tell you all their business. They're not gonna tell you like all the dudes that they've dated. But to your point, no. But you got to be forthcoming and be like, I did talk to this person.
Yeah.
You got to let it be known so that there are no gray areas. Like nothing happens.
Yeah, what you kiss the dude and that's it? They off limits.
If I kiss the dude, is he off limits to my friends?
Yeah. I be thinking the same thing too. Like these bitches out here thirsty. Shit. Cause I had a situation I ain't gonna mention recently. A couple of months ago, I had a friend at the time. Like I was talking to this dude, like he was at my house, yada yada yada. And next thing you know, like she started acting funny, and like she in a relationship with the man. And she never told me. I was just like, and then the crazy thing is, I really didn't care that she talked to the dude because I didn't like him at all. But she should have just been 100 with me. It still would have been weird. Like my homegirl thought it was weird for her to even talk to someone that like I talked to. My homegirl was like, that shit's kind of weird. But she should have just been honest.
Right.
So that's how I feel. Like you should be honest with your friends. If you like someone that your friend curved or your friend don't fuck with no more, just like talk to your friend about it. I'm not gonna do shit like that because I don't need to talk to my friends, niggas and ex niggas and shit.
I'm gonna tell you this though. I don't think that makes them a bad person per se, because I've had a situation where I like a guy that I really wasn't like paying no attention to him. I didn't want to date, and maybe we linked up once, or maybe did we link up? Anyway, my girl ended up, kind of chatting him up like after that.
Yeah.
Was I upset about it, or did I, hold it against them? No.
Did she tell you about it? Or she hit it?
She did not. I don't know. I don't know if she hit it.
I
don't know if she hit it.
You can't trust people that hide shit.
She didn't hide it. She did tell me, but it's not like
that's a real one.
It wasn't like she asked. She just told me. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, nothing ever transpired between me and this guy. Can I be looking at her sideways for that? It's not my style. You know what I'm saying? Like if I never paid no attention to him like that, no way. It's like, all right, charge that to the game. Like whatever.
Yeah, I feel you.
Okay, so do you think it's okay to like be cool and hang out with your friend's ex? Like if
I don't even know, man.
Y'all are friends?
That is so hard because I don't think it's cool. Like if it depends on who you are friends with first and who you closer to. Like my best friend, for instance, she broke up with like one of her exes, and he wanted to be my friend. He was mad cool. I met him after her, and I was just like, nah, my loyalty relies to her, so I'm not gonna hang out with your ass. I ain't gonna talk to you on Facebook because that's where my loyalty is. And then like I had a recent situation where my homegirl was in a relationship with this dude, and his best friend, we all went to college together. So his best friend wanted to hang out with me, and he was like, I'm gonna bring blah 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 to New York with me, but we can all hang out. And I'm like, you can't bring his ass to New York because that's my homegirl ex, and they ended really bad. What the fuck that gonna make me look like on Facebook, on Instagram, hanging out with her ex?
True. Some stuff is just like petty. You
think I'm too loyal? That's why I'm single, girl?
No,
I'm too loyal?
No. Like if it ended badly, if he like dogged her, like nah, like that's not nobody that you should even be wanting to fuck with like that. Like, okay, you dogged my girl out and you was with her, so no. But if they dog one another out and something like that, and It depends. It depends on the relationship. Like, did y'all just become friends because of her, or do y'all really have a friendship? You know what I'm saying? Like, do y'all really have a friendship? Is it something like the girl shouldn't be tripping about, or the guy shouldn't be tripping about?
Girl, you know, girls petty, girl. Girls petty.
And guys can be petty too, girl. And guys can be just as fucking petty. They can tell they homeboy, don't talk to her. Like, no, dudes can be just as petty. But you know what? I mean, I will say I broke up with a dude in past, and like, you know, maybe the dude will still talk to my friends, like, or you know, he'll tell them stuff. I mean, yeah.
Your friends was kiki kin with the nigga?
No, they don't be kiki kin. And matter of fact, I got an ex that thinks that my friends like unfollowed him because of me. Like, no, nigga.
Your homegirls ain't that fucking loyal shit.
They are loyal.
They following his ass. I wouldn't be following. I'll be following his ass, but shit for your ass.
Well,
but I ain't gonna be kicking with the nigga.
Okay, it would depend on if it's fresh, but if it's old,
I don't give a fuck.
Gotta let that die sometimes. But loyalty is important, and they do ride. They not kicking. They really probably just social media friends.
Okay,
they didn't unfollow them on Facebook, or they didn't unfollow them on IG. Like, they just social media friends.
Okay. I'm loyal. I'm ride or die. That's probably why I'm sick. I don't stop being that shit. Fuck that. I'm about to stop being that shit.
No,
I'm about to hang out with my friends.
You should
boyfriends, homeboy.
No,
I'm gonna hang out with both of them. I ain't gonna be, hanging out with a boyfriend.
First of all,
his friend.
Well, first, and you know what?
We all gonna have a group outing.
No, see, this is the thing
bitch.
too. It depends on your friendships too. Now, if you know that your friend is like, nah, fuck that nigga, like. If you know that they like that,
they put me and the homeboy in between their drama.
If you know that they like that, then you already know how it's gonna be. But if you got a girlfriend, a homegirl that's not like that, that's like, I don't care. It depends on the person, and it depends on how it ended. You know what I'm saying? Because what if it ended, amicable? What if she was like broke up with him? You know what I'm saying? Or do you cut off your friendship?
What do you think about people who are friends with their exes?
You know what?
That's weird as fuck.
But, at some point you got to grow up. Adults should be able to. I think that a lot of times, I was just having this discussion with somebody because they were saying about how when they broke up, it was a bad breakup. They were actually engaged. The person cheated on the other one, and they took it to social media, all this stuff.
Oh, no.
Right.
They immature on social media fighting each other.
Right. But, it's crazy because you got all this love for a person at some point in time, and then it's just got to dissipate and it's just got to go somewhere else. I feel like if you can get to a place to where you can be friends, more power to you. I don't know if in my past, I could be cordial, but I'm not like kikiing, like, hey.
Do you think it's weird where look at Will and Jada and with how close and friends he is with his ex and shit? Do you think it's like weird?
They had to get to a point, and it wasn't always like that. They fought it out, and they said that.
They go on trips and shit together.
Right now, but that was like Alicia Keys and Mashonda and them. Mashonda was saying all this types of stuff, and now they go.
That's so weird.
They go on vacations. You know what? It's just that so much time passes by.
Y'all both slept with the same person. Y'all going on trips.
So much time passes by at some point, and life goes on. That person is not with you no more in that way.
So would you hook your ex up with one of your friends after a while? Say you've been married for 10 years and you besties with your ex. Would you hook your homegirl up with your ex?
It depends on how light or not that was. And if it was years ago, and I know I had some slight dealings with this dude, and it wasn't necessarily nothing ongoing for years and tumultuous, and I felt like they could be a good pair, why not? Why I'm gonna block that blessing if I got my own marriage and situation, and what if they was compatible? They liked the same things, they did the same stuff. Like, what do you let something that happened a lifetime ago? Essentially, we don't own people.
Sometimes they say your blessing is somebody's husband, girl.
No. That meme is messy. They being real messy. They be like, no, the meme is like, don't let your soulmate be married stop you. I've seen all sorts of messy shit.
Is married. Method Man, his fine ass.
Okay, see, listen.
That's my soulmate.
So this is what we talking about, home records, and we talking about women code and all this type of stuff. No, No Method Man. We're not going to plot and prey on that. Can't plot and prey on somebody else's man.
Well, alrighty. So this is going to take us to G.R.I.T.S pick of the week.
Who we selecting this week, Tosh?
Charmaine from Black Ink Chicago. That's my bitch.
Charmaine is from New Orleans, right?
And she went to Howard University. So shout out to Howard. We're giving her G.R.I.T pick of the week because we have seen her grow, seen how she used reality TV and actually does something with it.
She comes from, like a media marketing. That's what she studied at Howard University, right?
It's dope though, like to see a lot of people, they're on reality TV shows and they're not really like doing nothing. They just fighting and arguing. Like she actually got herself.
She fighting and arguing.
She do, but she got herself
used to do a whole bunch of thought
career.
Shit. But
she young. Everybody do thought shit.
This is
true. I still do thought shit.
Right. You know what? This is very true.
It's just on TV.
Don't judge lest ye be judged. You right. You right about that. I do like Charmaine, and she has that new chef show that she just kind of, parlay. We saw that she was, doing those YouTube videos with her chefing it up in the kitchen with her man, and she had her aprons and stuff like that. So I feel like that's really dope.
It's on the Shade Room. And I just think that's great. Like she started her career off, reality TV show that moved up. She's making moves. The radio. And I appreciate her. Like she's becoming like a little, what do you call it? Wendy Williams, girl. Slowly but surely. She does great interviews. Yeah. She has that personality, that bubbly personality. Right. And stuff like that. So I think it's amazing.
That Southern hospitality.
Yes. And she's always happy all the time. I love it.
So shout out to Charmaine. Keep doing your thing, girl. Fellow G.R.I.T.S, we digging it. So
alrighty. So this is gonna take us to Bless Your Heart. What you blessing your heart to this week?
Okay, so it's a couple of things. So I'm blessing the hearts of the person that was involved with the shooting that took place in Brownsville last weekend, over the weekend. Like 12 people were shot. One person was killed.
That's sad.
This happened at an annual event in Brownsville, the Old Timers event. And so one person was killed. And I mean, the reports say that they were cleaning up this place. At the time they were cleaning up the event and this happened. And it's just like, come on.
We don't even know what happened. Like, we don't even know who did it.
And why. Like, what was the purpose of that? And my thing is like, I mean, haven't we experienced enough this year? We got to do better ultimately about this gun violence everywhere. I mean, it's everywhere, but when it hits home and it's in our communities, it's just like, damn, like we do know that Brownsville is.
Well, I can't stereotype the city.
Well, listen. I mean, what I'm gonna say, but we already know
the situation.
That we done talked about this, but Brownsville should be popping off.
It pops off everywhere in New York.
But you know what? What I'm gonna say is, this is my thing too. Like, gun violence, like, come on, man, we gotta do better collectively as a nation, period.
Yeah, true, period.
But in addition, my thing is these local officials, they so quick to be trying to gentrify areas and get into places. How about y'all clean up crime and really like focus on fixing like communities and areas?
But how you clean up crime is you create jobs,
right?
You create jobs,
and you don't raise the rent on people to have them like out in the streets wilding either.
You change policies that are racist, and you do stuff like that.
But I mean, yeah. So that is one thing, and then. I'm blessing the heart of Nancy Goodman.
I don't know who she is.
Who is a racist out of North Carolina. And this lady, she went viral last week because basically she was at a restaurant. These black female patrons, they filmed her because she has the nerve to walk up to their table and tell them that they were being too loud. Mind you, this is supposed to be an upscale restaurant in North Carolina. It's called Bonefish, I believe.
Girl, it's upscale North Carolina. What part of North Carolina is this?
Child.
North Carolina country as fuck.
It may be Raleigh.
Girl, that's remote country.
But either way, this lady was totally out of line. She was like, you're acting like stupid niggers. Or she was like,
oh, hell no. She didn't catch that fade.
Yes. And then when Nancy had the nerve to be caught on camera by, an anchor woman who asked her, like, she was trying to clarify, like, did you say this? She was like, yeah. And she said she would say it again.
Oh, that bitch she did catch these hands.
And then the next day, the lady had the nerve to get on social media and tell her friends and family, oh, TV is about to post this. Like, I'm sorry. She apologized to them, but said that she would call us niggers again. She
get fired from her fucking job.
They said that she used to work for the North Carolina Assembly, but she doesn't work there anymore. So I think she's retired. She's like 70. But like, I get it. She's old and she has these super like antiquated ideas, but yeah, like that's not an excuse. Like Trump got people just feeling like they can say what the fuck they feel, and literally, no, Nancy. I hope you're gonna be good out there in them streets.
Girl, whatever. Bye, Nancy. She tried it.
So that's gonna bring us to our thought of the day. Just to piggyback on what our bless your heart was today. The thought of the day is we just need to infuse more love into our everyday encounters with one another. We gotta be firm, but we gotta be gentle with one another. Like, we need to infuse more love, like between all the killings, the shootings, between people getting on TV and saying this like racist rhetoric. Like, something's got to give. And I know we've been trying, but all we can do is start with ourselves. So let's just infuse more love into our encounters. And so thank you for tuning in to the latest episode of Grits in the City podcast. Check us out next week for an all brand new episode, as we'll definitely be keeping this spicy. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the pod on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud. You can even check us out on YouTube and other streaming platforms. And be sure to visit us at www.gritsandthecitypodcast.com. Join our mailing list on Facebook.com. And hey, don't forget to tell your friends and family. All right,
peace, y'all.